Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day. And today I'm climbing my way up after the rank reset. This is the very beginning of the month, and I've been knocked down into the gold regions. So let's see if we can't climb our way up towards platinum today. I just posted a data deep dive video where I looked at the evolution of the format and gave advice on how to avoid the mid-format rut, where you start out winning a lot and then you start losing a little bit more. I came away with some take-home lessons about how to bring your win rate back up, and today I'm going to try to show you how to put those into practice in the course of a draft. All right, what have we got here? Return to the ranks off of Mystical Archives. X into white for a sorcery with Convoke. Return X target creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, so I was planning to do a responsible grinder, let's bring our rank back up after the rank reset kind of a thing. But if you've been around here for a while, then you know at the beginning of every month, I also like to do a series that I call Going For It, where if I have the opportunity to do wacky, cool build-arounds or play undervalued cards or play unsupported archetypes, that kind of a thing, that would usually get me absolutely flattened if I tried to do them at my regular draft rank, then I just #go for it. And return to the ranks looks like a nice opportunity. So how many creatures are there with mana value 2 or less? Well, what if we just draft a hyper aggressive deck full of things like Thunderdrum Soloists, and I don't know, maybe we can get the Thraben Inspector in this set, and then we just return to the ranks and bring them all back to play. So like, for example, I could return to the ranks a Slumbering Trudge. That's kind of nasty. Green-white is not a supported archetype, and we would want to be basically the most aggressive deck possible, so I would not be inclined to go 3 colors to make this build around happen. And you can't really have return to the ranks on the splash, even if you're not a highly aggressive deck, that easily, because it does have double pips of 1 color. But having said that, Slumbering Trudge is just a powerful enough card that we probably shouldn't just try to force whatever dreams we're hoping to go for. And I think I'll just snap up the 6/6 for 4, which is sometimes sort of a 6/6 for 1. If we really wanted to force return to the ranks, we would take this group project, but let's just take the Slumbering Trudge. But I'm hoping that we have an opportunity to return to the ranks. I just think one lesson about going for it is you can just never force. You just cannot force in draft. It just doesn't work. If the person to my right is white, which looks like it may be very possible, given what this pack is showing us, then we're not going to get a functional or fun experience trying to play Return to the Ranks. Okay, so what do I want to take out of this pack? Well, one thing that I've noticed in the data, okay, so I could take Old Growth Educator. Seems like a pretty much replacement level green-black card, or even a little bit below that. I don't know specifically how this card is performing. I haven't played with it much, but it looks to me like, your classic 4/4 for 4 with no enters the battlefield and no protection. There's usually a ceiling on how good those can be. I think green-blue is kind of a sleeper right now. If you take green-blue, but not the full 3+ color Converge, it's actually performing almost the best that it's performed in the format. And so I'm kind of inclined to go in that direction if it is an open lane for me. So Poisoner's Apprentice has been a really interesting one. The thing is, this card looks so amazing. The black, common or uncommon, usually an uncommon that gives something minus a bunch with some condition, that has tended to be really good. I'm thinking about like Wix Patrol in Bloomborough, which was like the second best uncommon in the set or something. If you do the thing that black wants you to do, something gets -X, or minus a bunch, that has been really good. But the thing is, the green-black deck hasn't been so great, so it's been suffering a little bit. I actually kind of want to try out Mana Sculpt. That could be a thing that we're going for. I do have my eye on this Stone Docent, which is a really good card if I wanted to go back in the white direction, but Mana Sculpt could be a... What? What? Okay, this is probably the best card in the set. I actually think this might just be straight up the best card in the set. So it shouldn't be here pick 5 is all I'm saying. It should not be here pick 5. It should be gone pick 1 pretty much every time. Moment of Reckoning. This is straight up. It's better than a one-sided board wipe most of the time. You just get to kill 3 of their best things and bring back a creature that when you play it kills 3 creatures. I guess it's like we actually had that in Armagon in Ninja Turtles, and Elite Interceptor as well in this pack is just absolutely bonkers. Something is up here, and I'm just going to immediately slam my way into white black. I think, is Strixhaven Skycoach actually straight up just better in white black than the Shattered Acolyte is? I think it's very possible. I mean, I got the clearest signal you could possibly get. I was past the best card in the set in white black, pick 5. So if white black turns out to be cut, then something is seriously wrong here. Maybe I do need to start cutting it aggressively so that someone from the left doesn't get into it. I actually kind of like the idea. This is really hard. I actually like the idea of taking the 2-drop here. I think it just goes well with my game plan. Here's a white black land. We have Lecturing Scorn Mage, which is such a good card, and there's a Cost of Brilliance. So I really wish that I could take these 3 cards. I'm very concerned that we're going to get cut off of white black, actually, pack 2. But we got such a clear signal pack 3. I think we should be able to pick up the pieces that we need. So I'm going to take the Lecturing Scorn Mage. The pick might actually be Cost of Brilliance, but look, if I'm given a moment of reckoning when I pack 1, pick 1, return to the ranks, hoping to go for it with that card, I'm going to go for it with that card. We could have such a sweet game plan here. So here, I'll definitely just take the Adventurous Eater. I mean, there's a run behind. It does look like green-blue is also open, but we're seeing enough white-black pieces that this moment of reckoning, you know, and now we get a Last Gasp, which is not, you know, it's not like the best common in the format, but it's got to be like top 10. It's up there. And Interjection, I think, is perfectly fine. Yeah, it's always perfectly fine to just have 1 combat trick. Okay, and then we have absolutely nothing. Do I want to take someone out of... Yeah, I'd much rather they be in green or red. So this is kind of good that we're not passing... Oh, nice, I get a Melancholic Poet. It's good that we're not passing a whole bunch of white and black here. Okay, all right. Look, I've been kind of harsh on this card. If you've followed me for a week or two now, you know probably that Wander Off is not like my favorite style of effect. But okay, pick 12 is a little bit extreme. So we've just gone as hard as we possibly can to cut off white black because we were past the best card in the format. Pick 5 in white and black. Looks like white is not open. I wouldn't be surprised if someone were Boros. There was like a Stone Docent, but I haven't seen any Lorehold, cards other than that. So it could be that the person to my right is in Lorehold, but if you're in Lorehold and pack 4, you see Moment of Reckoning, I'm sorry, but you are Silver Quill now. Okay. What do we take here? Probably just the Melancholic Poet. I do like Vicious Rivalry quite a lot, but I'm going to take Melancholic Poet. My return to the ranks is looking pretty sweet, right? I think this card actually could be really good. So this is going to be a fun episode of going for it. Rehearsed Debater, I'm not so big on. Arcane Omens, really, there are 3 fantastic cards in the pack, but none of them are for us. Arcane Omens is great, but this is not an Arcane Omens deck. I'm just going to try to draft the most clean black-white deck that I possibly can. And I'm not going to be splashing a bunch of different colors. Divergent Equation is fantastic, but it's, you know, fantastic again for a very different deck. And Vicious Rivalry, same thing. Fantastic card, but for a different deck. So I'm going to snap up this Melancholic Poet. It's not even really close. I have it way above Rehearsed Debater, especially when I'm trying to do Return to the Ranks. Yeah, I have it way above Rehearsed Debater. 2/2 for 2 that's synergistic is better than a 3/3 for 3 that's not really synergistic. Okay, so this is actually very interesting. Do you take the Scheming Silvertongue, or do you take the Lecturing Scorn Mage? So also Group Project's really good, by the way. It's just 2 2/2s for 2, but one of them has Suspend, basically. So I think, do you actually just take the 1-drop? There's also a Wander Off in this pack, but I have all 3 of these cards above Wander Off. Scheming Silvertongue, I think this card's pretty good if you gain 2 or more life. And I do have a pretty good number of ways of doing that. I don't know, you might really just be supposed to take the 1-drop here. I'm really curious what everyone thinks. You might just be supposed to take the 1-drop. The 1/3 flying lifelinkers have lined up pretty nicely. I kind of feel like I did the wrong thing. I kind of feel like I'm supposed to just take the 1-drop. But okay. Okay, so there's Daydream. You flicker something and bring it back with a +1/+1 counter. Oh man, Pox Plague would be such a good one for a future episode of going for it. I would love to draft a mono black Pox Plague. I don't even know like how you win or how that could be good, but yeah, so it's just Adventurous Eater here, right? So Adventurous Eater triggers my synergies. I'm wishing I'd taken the Lecturing Scorn Mage over Scheming Silvertongue, but I don't know. Okay, so I'll take the Adventurous Eater again, just better than Rehearsed Debater. Not a card that I'm super happy to be playing, but oh, another tough pick. Wow, and now Is It is really open from the left. I guess that makes sense. Actually, does it? We did not see that. So we didn't see many Is It pieces, so the person immediately to my left is probably not an Is It. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it's a question between End of the Hunt and Scolding Administrator. I think I'm just going to take Scolding Administrator. I can return it to the ranks, for example. But also, I think just having a synergistic creature right now is better for me than another removal spell when I already have three, two good pieces of removal and a bomb. There's also a Glyph Mage and a Cost of Brilliance in here, so I'm hoping I'm going to get to wheel. I would guess Glyph Mage is the most likely out of all of those. Silverquill Charm over Melancholic Poet? Yeah, I think so. Silverquill Charm's good, right? 2+1/+1 counters on target creature, so it triggers your stuff. I wish I had that Scorn Mage. Okay. Exile target creature with power 2 or less, or each opponent loses 3 and you gain 3. Okay. Yeah, happy to take this. Again, wow, we're still just seeing so much Simic. I think I'm kind of surprised that whoever's to my left didn't go into Simic, but at least they didn't go into Silverquill. That's all I ask. I guess I'll take another Silverquill Charm. I guess I'll take that. I don't want to go too non-creature heavy, but Honor-Bound Page, it's like okay, but that's not really where it's at. I'm not prioritizing Honor-Bound Mages. Nice. Hello, Inkling Mascot. Other than that, we're in green, black, green, blue. So what's everyone doing? Is everyone just always doing 5-color soup at this point? Is that what's going on here? So I could take the Forum Necroscribe. I do think this card is just too little too late. Clearly it's a very powerful card, but to trigger it, you kind of have to double spell, and then it's happening on like turn 8 or something in order for you to afford this plus like a Last Gasp or whatever. And by that point, it's like getting my 2 creatures is not even that impressive. I don't think I need Zombify when I'm playing Return to the Ranks. All right, so I'll just take the Rehearsed Debater. Oh, I'm so excited. I really hope I get off a Return to the Ranks for like 6. The other fun thing is no one knows that they're playing around this card. They have no idea that you're lining up a Return to the Ranks. Okay, here I'll take Wander Off. So I'm actually a very controlling deck, which actually I think is just fine by me because I have some bombs, Moment of Reckoning and Return to the Ranks specifically. So I was thinking of being a very aggressive deck. No, I want whoever's over there to be in Simic. So I'll pass them the Simic card. Cost of Brilliance. Did I say that that's the one that was most likely to go? No, I thought that this one wouldn't make its way around and that the one that would make its way around is the 3/3 that makes a 1/1. I guess it makes sense if the idea is other people are at Lorehold. It makes sense that the white card didn't make its way around to Erode. Yeah, okay. I'll take an Erode. I think that's better for me than Stone Docent. Yeah, I think that's going to be better than Stone Docent in this situation. It triggers all of my stuff. I wish I had that Lecturing Scorn Mage. I'm feeling sad about taking the Scheming Silvertongue, but I guess Silverquill Charm does activate the Silvertongue. That's pretty sweet, right? That's pretty sweet. If you gain 2 or more life this turn, so I can go Silverquill Charm, drain you for 3, activate my Scheming Silvertongue, second main phase, I Sign in Blood. That's pretty nice. That's a good turn, right? That's a good turn of magic. But yeah, another Lecturing Scorn Mage would be beautiful here. Okay, Applied Geometry. Yeah, this person's just passing me all of the awesome Simic with the Slumbering Trudge as well. And Applied Geometry. I mean, I could have had a 6 Simic deck, but I'm sorry, if someone is passing you Moment of Reckonings and you're getting like whatever 10th pick Inkling Mascots. So I'm going to take the Inkling Mascot over Repel Calamity and a Johnny's Response. In a vacuum, it's probably a worse card. But look, I have Erode, Last Gasp, double Silverquill Charm, double Wander Off, and Moment of Reckoning. I need synergistic creatures way more than I need removal right now. Here I'll take the Barog Banemaker. I want to lower my curve more than I want the Stone Docent. Again, Stone Docent is a better card, but I like the idea of playing multiple 1-drops, and I already passed on the ideal 1-drop for my deck. Okay, interesting. So Spirit Call Enthusiast I have no synergies with. I wouldn't even really consider it here. I'm very down on the Cheerful Osteomancer. I really wanted to like this card because Raised Dead is from Alpha, like cards that have classic effects. I really like to play with them if possible, but I don't like it. and also I'm way down on Rehearsed Debater. So I'm going to snap up this Render Speechless. I'm not sure if it makes my deck. I would not cut a creature for it. Maybe I would cut Wander Off, actually. Maybe I cut a Wander Off for it. That's very possible. Everyone is going to be so mad that I did that. But, okay, I actually don't think I play Send in the Pests. You know why? Because I don't want to cut a 2-drop for it because I want Return to the Ranks to hit as many creatures as possible. I wonder if I actually just cut an Adventurous Eater for it and just draft like a very fast version of the deck, even though it's a very interaction heavy kind of a deck. I don't know. I might just not play Send in the Pests. Wow, I think I'll take Forum of Amity. It's probably better. I mean, I don't know. Last Gasp is so good, though. I think I'll just take the dual land. Last Gasp is so good, but with double Silver Quill Charm already and all this removal. Wow, I have a embarrassment of riches over here. Oh, okay, well, I'll play this during Honormancer. Maybe I cut, it's getting really tough. Maybe I cut an Adventurous Eater and I play the Honormancer. Look at my curve. This is the kind of a curve that you need for your Return to the Ranks deck. Okay, Dissection Practice. Oh, wow. I mean, I'm really this is just an embarrassment of riches. Oh, everyone's going to be so mad if I have 2 Wander-Offs and don't play them. Don't get mad. Okay, I have space for 1 more playable. I can't believe this cost a... Okay, everyone is underestimating this card. This is the same card as Combat Tutorial from Final Fantasy. It just makes you lose 2 life. And Combat Tutorial was, I don't know if it was the best common in Final Fantasy. It was pretty close. That's just a good effect. Draw 2, put a counter on something. So I actually probably do play the Cost of Brilliance over the second Wander-Off with the amount of removal that I have. So here's something funny. I've been always giving people whatever they want at the end of a pack. Like if this was a red card and a blue card, and I know I'm not going to play either of them, I'll just take the land to just, whatever, like be a nice drafter. You were good to me by sending me accurate signals. I'll be good to you. Then I realized, I think a lot of the time when you finish a draft and immediately queue, you have a pretty good chance of just being queued against the people at your draft table. I've had situations where there were like very distinctive cards at the table, like multiple of a very unusual Mystical Archives card that I see go by. And then I get paired against someone who has that exact combination of cards. And I'm like, okay, you were clearly at my draft table and scoop those up. And we just both hit play as soon as the pod was over. So I'm just raising this to say, on the margins, I actually think you probably should 14th pick or 13th pick a good card over a land rather than being a good Samaritan and passing it to the person next to you. Because I don't know, there's maybe like a 0.5% chance that you're going to get paired against that person, and then maybe you'll lose 1 in 500 games or something because you're passing those things. So it's not 0 is my point. Okay, this, my friends, is what it looks like to go for it. Look at this curve. I just drafted a deck where essentially every single creature, I mean, there are a few small exceptions, but essentially every creature is a 3-drop. And then we have some card selection, or we'll really just some card draw. And whatever, we have this Moment of Reckoning or whatever. But this, my friends, is a Return to the Ranks deck. This is what it looks like to build around Return to the Ranks. So whenever you build around one card, you really do need ways to find it. So that's why I really prioritize the Stirring Honormancer, which would let me pull Return to the Ranks out of the top X cards, and also Cost of Brilliance, which lets me draw more cards and be more likely to find Return to the Ranks. Return to the Ranks hits basically every creature in my deck. One issue with that is that means that my deck is overall so slanted towards 1-drops and 2-drops. So to support that, we have a whole bunch of removal, because the issue with playing only 2-drops is everyone else's creatures are bigger than yours. They just play a single 3/3 and you just can't get through. So we've supported that game plan by combining our tiny creatures with removal to just get rid of that 3/3 that our opponent might play. I actually think perhaps I cut the Adventurous Eater for a Wander-Off, but I think Adventurous Eater is good enough that it's going to earn its place. All right, let's go for it. I waste my gems so you don't have to. All right, how are we looking? Well, we don't have our build around card, but we do have Inkling Mascot. So, I mean, sorry, not Inkling Mascot. We do have Moment of Reckoning. Yeah. Oh, we have an Inkling Mascot, so we've got it made. No. Yeah, we have our Moment of Reckoning, so it's only a matter of time. Now, I think I might just go... okay, here's the game plan. I go Inkling Mascot so that next turn, if they play something with 1 toughness, I can play the Scolding Administrator, Dissection Practice, put a counter on the Administrator, and then if the Administrator dies, I can pop its counters over onto the Inkling Mascot. I'm just going to do this before combat. There isn't a flash creature that would make it really matter here, but I still think it's good practice to just pop it down before combat. Okay, Environmental Scientist finding the land that you will then play. Okay, all right, so next up, I'm going to Cost of Brilliance, putting the counter on the Inkling Mascot. Okay, I think my deck's actually kind of awesome. Yeah, my deck's actually kind of awesome, I think. Now, do I Cost of Brilliance over Adventurous Eater here? You know what? I think actually I am going to Adventurous Eater in this situation. They don't have Essence Scatter up. There's no... Okay, there's Burst Lightning here. That would punish me. But I'm just going to guess they don't have the random Mystical Archives card. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I don't have the double white to make that happen, but seriously, you cannot put your build around card in the graveyard. That just makes no sense. So Also, we're going to have a lot of surveilling. We're going to have some drawing. So I think it's looking... I think Return to the Ranks is not looking like a huge cost for us to spend a draw step on that. Oh, man. Return to the Ranks build around. I love rank resets. I just love, like, it's so beautifully like an equalizing moment when we just are all put on the same playing field and we have to fight it out. All right. Dreamroot Cascade. Rank reset day feels like when they have big open tournaments and like I'm playing like 30 tables down from like Reed Duke or something. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. And like I know I have, you know, no chance if I get matched up against him, but it just feels like it just feels cool. It just feels cool that I even like can consider it. And I'm not saying that like some random diamond or mythic player playing against gold is like, you know, me playing against Reed Duke. But what I'm saying is there's just something really fun about everyone sitting at the same table playing Magic together. It has like this kitchen table Magic feel that I kind of feel like the ranking system sometimes takes away from us. We get so obsessed with all this like stratification and you're just playing in almost like kind of your own little bubble to a certain extent. And the meta really is different in like Mythic top 2000 compared to other parts, and actually way less fun. So now I do play the Lecturing Scorn Mage because I can always just return to the ranks. Who cares about overextending? I don't even think there's a board wipe here, right? I really should have memorized the board wipes in this set. That would be a good video, like cards to be aware of, cards to play around. What combat tricks can they have? What board wipes can they have? But yeah, I don't think there's one here. Yeah, if we can just hop our Inkling Mascot and give it +1, that's lethal right there. Apply geometry. Oh, I love what my opponent is doing. Well, I didn't even get to do my thing, which feels a little bit sad, but okay, I will play this guy first. I will dissection practice, draining you for 1, giving this guy +1, and giving that guy -1. I hop my guy +1/+1 drain, and etc. And then we get him for 4 flying damage. All right, good games, good games. If you do want to learn how to get past Pack 1 Pick 5, the best card in the format, and then support it with your deck, or if you love value and you want to figure out how to make your build around dreams happen, do make sure that you're subscribed to my channel on YouTube. I post a new limited improvement video every single day, always with a positive mindset, always focused on just being better tomorrow than we are today. One of my favorite things to do is these data deep dive videos where I tell you all the info that you need to know to be prepared for whatever the current meta in the draft is, and especially when there are special events like the Arena Direct Win-a-Box weekends. Those data are crucial info for converting your gems into boxes. So I highly recommend that you pack 1, pick 1, that subscribe button. Okay, I wanted to try that out once, but I'm never going to say that again. All right, 1-0, on to the next one. All right, looks fine. It looks like a fine hand. I mean, it looks like a fine hand. Looks like a fine hand. So it's nothing particularly special. I do think I run out the Inkling Mascot first off. It could eat a removal spell. If they like last gasp it here, I guess I'm mildly punished. But it didn't. And if I draw like Cost of Brilliance, I'm going to want to have the Inkling Mascot out. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's sweet. They're going to have no idea why I'm offering to trade off our Signpost commons. But it's because I'm building around Return to the Ranks, my friend. Yeah, I think... it's actually tough. I think I actually do put out the Shattered Acolyte because that's really what I want to put the counters on more than anything else. I think because it has lifelink, I mean... It is also possible that they play some good artifact, but what is there? There's like the rare artifact in these colors, like Cauldron. There's Potioner's Trove. They really don't want to trade their Bogwater Lumerat. I mean, you know, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. All right, I will render you speechless, and I want to put my counters on my lifelinker. That's pretty good. Repartee Surveil. Oh yeah, I guess I do keep the Scolding Administrator. Yeah, and then basically I try to trade everything off. Okay, what do we take here? I mean, Lewin seems really good. This card kind of shuts me down though. Mill 7 cards and put a creature from among them on... Wow, their hand is so good against me. Old Growth Educator is the only one that can block down my Shattered Acolyte The issue is Vastlane Scavenger can just bring back the old... I think I have to take the Vastlane Scavenger, right? Annoyingly. Oh, you know what? They actually couldn't even cast the Vast... I didn't even notice that they don't have the second green. Maybe that was a mistake, but still, like, I do not like the idea of putting something into the graveyard that they can just bring right back later on. Seems pretty useless. Okay. Well, now I'm really regretting putting the Scolding Administrator on top. I really want a removal spell. I didn't know they would have three incredibly good cards in their hand. Yeah. No, I'm in some trouble here. I'll absolutely double block. I've returned to the rank, so now I'm just trying to trade everything off. Yeah. No, that's an issue. Okay, I think we've met our match. So, but if I can get like Wander off and then just start trading things off, right? Now all the Wander off lovers are gonna go like wild in the comments, aren't you? Aren't you? Because I said that I want Wander off after bad-mouthing it for so long, after arguing with everybody about that card. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's really bad. I could hold the land for Send in the Pests. I actually probably should do that. I should do that. Because the chances that they're playing Send in the Pests is like really high. Oh, if they Send in the Pest me, it's actually GG. Okay, well, that's an easy block. Because I have my Return to the Ranks. Yes, my Shattered Acolyte gets worse, but I'm happy with this idea. I just want to block everything they have forever. And then we're going to Return to the Ranks. Again, they have no idea that that's what they're playing around. So I'm trying to get like a 5-for-1 here. Cost of Brilliance is a good one. That's a very good one. So I'll probably put that on the Inkling mascot. 2+1. No, I should put it on the creature with menace. That will move its counters when it dies. That's the better idea. Okay, Sneering Shade Rider is not useful when they have a 4/4 and my game plan is Return to the Ranks. They have a 4/4 reach, so another Cost of Brilliance. That's so funny. Sure, don't mind if I do, right? Don't mind if I do, right? Okay, that can go in the bin. This is kind of sweet. I'm liking this. Okay, nice, Sparog Banemaker. So I think I do just attack with the Scolding Administrator, right? I assume they just take. But then I get to play a Death Toucher, and what they don't know is that I'm like perfectly happy to trade off my Inkling mascot. This is kind of cool. Return to the Ranks is making me play so differently than I would be playing otherwise. So I have 1, 2, Return to the Ranks I'm gonna need to do for 4. Okay, it's not exiled, that's good. I'll block whatever. I guess I didn't think about them spending 1 removal spell and not letting them attack with everything, but I'm at such a high life total, I don't think I care about what just happened. Yeah, so I need to Return to the Ranks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eventually. And I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I play my 1 extra land, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that'll do it. Okay. All right. It may be that I just have to Return to the Ranks for less than that. Because I also need to not just die here. They are kind of representing like a lot of damage at this point. Additive evolution, sure. Sure thing. Okay, I really hope that they attack with everything. That would be really good for me. Right. They don't. Oh, can I stop drawing lands, please? I also have the like huge board wipe. Okay, I think I actually just have to Return to the Ranks. I think I just have to do it at this point. Because their attack is becoming too big. Like, they can just put a counter on the Pestbreed Sloth and probably just attack with everything. So it's for 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I really want to draw my board wipe. All right. It's not so exciting, but drawing those lands kind of forced me to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can destroy their additive evolution. I don't know if I want to. I don't actually know if I want to destroy their additive evolution. It's an interesting question. Grapple with death. That's okay. I get to target a creature. That's kind of cool. So 4 counters onto something. The question is, am I going to want to sack my Shattered Acolyte? I feel like no, just having a 6/6 lifelinker seems pretty strong. All right. Well, now we're in a stalemate. Thankfully, I do have a parity breaking card, which is the pack 1 pick 5 bomb, the best card in the format, whatever it's called. Interesting. Kind of surprised by this one. I'll trade. Like, technically, I'm losing a little something by trading that off, because eventually I could pump it to plus whatever, but I'm never gonna get... Are you kidding me? I don't think I'm supposed to be on 16 lands, and I've drawn 4 extra cards this game, so it's not like I'm lacking card draw or card selection, and I've been surveilling like crazy. Surveil the swamp into the bin. That's just 11, so I have a 1 in 3 chance of drawing a land, but I've done it like all of the last 3 turns. That's just bad luck. There isn't really any deck building or gameplay issue there, I don't think. So they kind of just have to find a removal spell, because they can't really profit on an attack. Like, even if every single one of their pests lands, but I get to block something, I'm actually net neutral on life. Okay, this can all happen, that's fine. It's really unfortunate that I get priority every single moment that they make any decision, because it just makes the game take so much longer. All right, Momentary Reckoning, please, or whatever that thing is called. Scheming Silvertongue? Yeah, that's actually kind of good, right? The moment that I can target something, it's good. What if I attack with Shattered Acolyte and then do this? I don't really want to. I would really much rather have a way of targeting something, but if what I'm doing is targeting something to turn on the Silvertongue with my Melancholic Poets triggers, then I would rather double spell with the Silvertongue, right? So that's actually awkward. Like, I'd rather hold it, but if they remove anything, it's probably going to be Shattered Acolyte, so okay. I think I just go ahead and play this guy. I assume we're both just holding a land at this point. That's my guess. It's too bad they had like every good creature you could have in their hand when I did the duress on them. All right, that's a land. Okay, something good. Oh, Stirring Honormancer, that sounds good. Yeah, I like that card. Very happy that I'm playing it. Go ahead and pop that guy down. Dissection Practice, Erode. Okay, that's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for Momentary Reckoning, but now it's in the top 10 draws. So kind of want Wander Off here. I could take Dissection Practice, but basically the idea is Wander Off, and I get 2 triggers on the Melancholic Poets, and I can Sign in Blood to try to find Momentary Reckoning. I think that's the way to go. As much as Dissection Practice would be nice. Oh, I do mill all the other ones. That's so funny. Okay, so I want to do this now so this guy becomes prepared. So do this to prepare the guy, to prepare my Scheming Silvertongue. Can put that straight in the bin. Like, I don't have that many cards left, but I thought these would go on the bottom. I didn't realize they go in the graveyard, but that makes sense given the themes of the set. Then in for these in the air, right? Seems perfectly safe to me. Bonk, bonk. Move to my second main phase, prepare the guy, and it has a Sign in Blood. Now it is subject to removal. But they would have had to top deck the removal. They clearly didn't have it before. And if they remove anything, I assume it's going to be Shattered Acolyte. Which would be a little awkward right now because I can't sack the Acolyte to destroy Additive Evolution. Yeah, okay, Moment of Reckoning, not Momentary Reckoning. Okay, so I could bring back a creature. Oh, Sneering Shade Rider is a nice one to bring back. So destroy 3 creatures. Probably destroy these 3 creatures. Bring back Sneering Shade Rider. Attack with everything. I kind of like that move. Oh, awkward that I can't Sign in Blood this turn because I'm choked on black mana, but you know what? I think it's worth it. So I'm going to choose, and choose. So I think I could also destroy Additive Evolution. Clearly it's Luen. It's not Teacher's Pest. Probably Infirmary Healer is a good one to hit. And then this guy can become a 5/5. So would I rather hit that or hit the Additive Evolution is the question. Honestly, I think it's just a Mindful Biomancer. It's worth, basically you could think of it as being 5 turns of Additive Evolution and then bring back Sneering Shade Rider. Could also bring back Barog Banemaker. That's not a bad one to have either. Kind of just want the the Shade Rider, though. All right. Now we're going to see why this is, in my opinion, the best card in the format. Also, I can always sack my Shattered Acolyte to destroy Additive Evolution if I want to. I think I still can mill, right? I have 8 cards left in deck. Yeah, I think that's fine. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bring this guy back. Drain you for 2. And now we see why that is the best card in the format. Probably hold back my Melancholic Poets. Bonk and bonk. Attack with everything else. Seems about right. So I assume they just chump block. Yep, makes sense to me. Now they can gain 6 by attacking, which is pretty funny, but it would cost them 3 creatures, presumably. And I am at 27, so I could always just take the damage. Also, remember, I can make them lose 2 with Signing Blood. Signing Blood is target player. So it is actually a kill spell sometimes. Sometimes. All right. Pass. You put a counter on something. I will block with the Shade Rider in a heartbeat. All right, go to my turn. Silver Quill Charm. Oh, I don't mind that. I think let's start with a Silver Quill Charm. Drain them for 3. No, draining them is bad because Melancholic Poet will just drain them anyways. Okay, I actually have to pause and plan this out. Okay, the way to do this is just Silver Quill Charm, put 2 counters on my Scheming Silver Tongue. Repartee, repartee, repartee. Bing, bing, bing. Guess I'll put that in the bin. You know what? I'm going to keep it on top. I'm getting scared. Attack, attack, and attack. And that would be lethal. And I also have a Sign in Blood if it weren't for an extra 2 damage. Oh, that was a pretty sweet game, right? Moment of Reckoning. Wait, no, not Moment of Reckoning. I mean, yeah, that card was important, but also Return to the Ranks. That's what I was trying to say. Return to the Ranks. The Return to the Ranks build around. Well, I think that card is legitimately very good, and this deck is showcasing why. Oh, do I want this owl? Yeah, I want this owl. I want this owl. I want the owl. Let's owl it up. Owl. There's been a bug where the dog starts sniffing and it just won't stop sniffing. Like, it sniffs for like minutes on end. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that bug. I literally will, like, in best of 3, go into deck building where you're like sideboarding for 2 minutes between the rounds. And the whole 2 minutes, my dog is sniffing in the background because it never stopped sniffing when the game ended. So hopefully the owl doesn't have the infinite sniffing bug. Again, like every opening hand in this deck looks so unimpressive. What? Where's my owl? What? Where's my owl? Okay, all right. There you are. Hey, owl. Oh, that's awesome. I like their companion too. Okay. Down comes an Inkling Mascot. Yeah, because like next turn I might Silver Quill Charm. So it's worth having that over the Shattered Acolyte. This is worth 2 extra HP if I do get to connect. But if I end up exiling target Hardened Academic, then the Inkling Mascot's going to give me an extra Surveil. So, and in fact, I actually think that is what's going to happen. All right, Silver Quill Charm, exile target Hardened Academic. I'm just going to do this right now, main phase. No shenanigans. I don't know what they could have that would make me... Oh yeah, I'll put that on top. Absolutely. Paired with Shattered Acolyte. Shattered Acolyte is a main common, actually it's like the main common level way to turn on the Scheming Silver Tongue, I'd say. If you have a Scheming Silver Tongue, you should prioritize Shattered Acolyte a little bit higher in your draft. But yeah, like, I don't know what they could do at instant speed that would make me regret holding up the Silver Quill Charm until their turn, but I guess they could play like blue and then before I have priority, they get to play the blue. Okay, well, in this case, I'm just going to wander off that guy, right? Well, actually, hold on. Now it's just a 3-3, right? Now it's straight up just a 3-3. So I'm going to hold on to my Scheming Silver Tongue. Yeah, they could play blue, and then the Hexproof Trick is what I'm saying. So, like, I don't know. It's just safer to do it during your turn if you really want it to resolve. So far they hit us with strong rare into top mythic in the format. So I'm hoping their card quality falls off a little bit after this one. I don't think I need to just exile this because it doesn't become prepared ever. Right? It's actually kind of odd to me that they didn't give me the 1/1. Wouldn't you rather I have a 1/1 and you have a swords? But I guess they're just trying to build their board. Okay. So I'll go ahead and do this. So I'm not going to wander off your 3/3. But I actually might next turn in order to prepare up my Scheming Silver Tongue. Okay. You played a rare, you played a mythic. Now you have to play a super mythic. I mean, obviously 3/3 and a 1/1 flying for 3 is still just busted. So I'm not saying they like necessarily did the wrong thing. Spirit Mascot, okay. I hear you. Okay, so what if I just wander off and attack with everything? Oh, well, I'll just take that. Well, that makes me happy. Then I just get to straight up attack with everything. Or maybe I don't even want to. I think actually I'm just going to drop the Honormancer here. Because I'm not going to sign in blood anyways this turn, so I push it. I'm not going to be blocking the Spirit Mascot, though, so I actually should attack with the Shattered Acolyte. Like, I'm not blocking that Spirit Mascot because I might have a way of putting exiling something from a graveyard at instant speed. I don't know how, but, like, I'm sure you can contrive situations where that's possible at instant speed. Like, at rare flashback occurs to me, you play something and then flashback or whatever. That's a little contrived, but yeah, probably this is, like, I'd much rather be on the attack with that guy rather than on the block. Having said that, I'm definitely just going to drop the Honormancer for mana efficiency reasons rather than sign in blooding myself. Yes, it technically potentially gives up some value. Okay, it could render Speechless onto my Silver Tongue, making it possible to keep doing... That's actually kind of nice, right? But actually, Cost of Brilliance is just a cheaper version of that same effect. So I think I'll do this. I think I'd rather give myself... When I have a Wander Off in hand, which is already bomb protection, I think I'd rather give myself card advantage than hold up... invest in duressing them. Ascendant Dustspeaker. There you go. That's fine. Now I can prepare Sign in Blood every turn. Okay, so the Dustspeaker, interesting. Interesting. So they can't attack. Oh, this is... Oh no! This is this destroys my whole build around concept. Okay, so I'm going to start with a Cost of Brilliance onto my Scheming Silver Tongue. This, tap, tap, and tap, right? And then I'm going to Sign in Blood almost certainly. Almost certainly. This is just the double Sign in Blood term. Do I actually want the Plains? I think it would be actually nice to play a Plains, to be quite honest. I don't hate drawing one of those. Oh, Erode, that's cool. So I can actually Sign in Blood myself, and then I can erode their Dustspeaker. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Draw. Yeah, Return to the Ranks. This is the anti-Return to the Ranks card. So I need to get rid of that because always be protecting your build-arounds, my friends. And then I get to Surveil. Oh, technically I should have done that probably before the Sign in Blood, right? Okay, then I get a Scolding Administrator on top. You do get a basic land, so hopefully you haven't been mana screwed. I'm assuming you're Boros aggro. Definitely making that assumption. Now the question is, do I attack with the Honormancer? And I think the answer is no. It's holding back more damage. It's interesting. I don't really want to Return to the Ranks. I don't mind chump blocking with Shattered Acolyte given that I have Return to the Ranks in hand. But I think Return to the Ranks only gets better with age, like a fine wine. But I'm perfectly happy to trade off Inkling Mascot for their 2/2 flyer. Perfectly happy because of Return to the Ranks. And they don't know that they're supposed to play around Return to the Ranks. And yeah, I'll hold back the Honormancer as a blocker. It holds back more than 4 damage, and we're actually in a pretty tight racing situation, though I do have the advantage of lifelink. All right, and we get Re-Prepared, which is actually really nice. Sneering Shade Rider, I think, is just a good card here. I think it's just a good card here. Okay, Dig Site Inventory. No, I don't hate that, given that I'm holding a Silver Quill Charm, for example. Oh, and then you get to flashback your Dig Site Inventory, but you already get to do that, so that's fine. Good thing I held back the Honormancer. This could be a lot of damage. Stone Docent. Okay. All right. Feeling pretty good now. Feeling pretty good about this game, I'd say. But, you know, things could always go sideways. So I'm going to start with Sign in Blood on myself, because I just love losing life. That's, like, kind of my thing. Very good. Very good. All right, drop this. I'm going to Silver Quill Charm your flyer. So I'll exile your flyer. Oh, power 2 or less. I thought it was mana value 2 or less this whole time. Wow, okay. What else can I do? I could wander off the flyer, but that seems kind of wasteful. What if I just attack and then at instant speed I'll Silver Quill Charm after we get into combat? That kind of seems good. I think I like that idea. So attack with this guy. I assume they'll block because the attack actually makes sense even if I don't have anything. The idea is, even if I don't have anything, I want to get blocked by you because I gain 2 from that. And I don't really want to block you when you attack because you're going to have untapped mana. All right, this is really good for me. So that was the correct thing to do. It's basically like a forced block for them, I'd say. Unless you're like 700 IQing it. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just keep that on top. That sounds good to me. So I managed to get rid of that thing. Then I think kind of just want a Cost of Brilliance. Is this too greedy? Probably. Cost of Brilliance on myself. Put a counter on the lifelinker. Kind of want to hit my land drops. Like, technically, I could have played the Scolding Administrator and built my board a little bit. But I like the idea of having my land lined up for next turn. And if they do kill a bunch of my stuff here, then I'm all ready for a big return to the ranks next turn. For 1 in the graveyard so far, and then 2, 3, 4 potentially. All right, what'll it be? Dig site inventory on practice Scrollsmith, and then you get to flash it back doing that again. I'm just gonna chump block with the Inkling Mascot, I think, which is gonna look so weird. Okay. Oh, 5/5, yeah, all right, okay. Sure. So I might... this is interesting. Well, okay. I wonder what this is about. Probably just block, 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 and I can wander off the big guy later on. Yeah, this is an interesting attack. What does this mean? It's kind of crazy. I mean, not crazy. I shouldn't say crazy, but it's like kind of like wiping everything. I guess it means they just have removal for the Scheming Silver Tongue. Okay, Tome Blast on that guy. Interesting. I don't mean that my opponent made a crazy decision, just like it's crazy how much that knocks off the board. It's like a complete reset. Okay, so just to be clear. Okay, so I'm gonna play this first. Then I'm gonna go ahead and play... Oh, there's like no... I mean, they could have an Erode, right? They could actually have an Erode, so let's start by attacking with the Silver Tongue. I'm not going to sign in Blood this turn, so I don't need to worry about preparing it. Okay, well, that's pretty good. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, I think I do just play the Sneering Shade Rider. It's just, like, pretty commanding. And then play the Forum. And then if they attack, I'm just going to take it. Unless they can remove 15 cards from their graveyard this turn, I think it's pretty safe. I mean, technically, I could also block with the Scolding Administrator and get to bring back all of my creatures next turn. Okay, I'll just take that. So we actually have lethal here. All right. First off, I want to return to the ranks because I can. 1, 2, 3. So let's return to the ranks for 1, 2, 3. I just think this is cool and fun, and you don't really get to do it that often. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah. Then I'm going to go ahead and play this guy. Then I'm going to wander off their Colossus. Then we're going to attack with everything. Bing, bing, bing. That was the, you know, style points way of closing the game out. All right, in with the team. 3-0. Very nice. That one felt like I was ahead for a long time, but just couldn't really convert it. But that's probably because I just spent so much time drawing cards when I could have just been building out my board. Just going for the sweetness value points. All right, 3-0. When you go for it, realistically, I don't usually trophy. This deck is the kind of going for a deck that could trophy. Really, my goal when I like pack one, pick one, return to the ranks, and then just build around it, my goal is to make my gems back. So if I go 4-3, I'm going to be very happy with this run. All right, 3-0. On to the next one. This looks like a good hand to me. Yeah, looks like a good hand. I still am not sure if you play Scolding Administrator first. I think I probably do, because despite the risk of it getting removed when you don't have a creature to put its counters on, I think getting the extra counter from Cost of Brilliance is a high upside. Okay, now I'm kind of thinking maybe I don't do it. It's so awkward. Well, it's out of last gasp range. What else is there here? There's the Destroy Target Creature Power 4. So that's an uncommon. Do I play around an uncommon? I think it's okay because I'm getting cards back from doing this anyways. And it means they're not building their board. It's kind of like, if you can answer it, it's bad for me, but it takes an uncommon to answer it. If you can't answer it, it's so good for me. Okay, another color. That increases the number of cards that could kill me here, maybe? The knockout maneuver? No, I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't. Do you have removal? That's the big question. If you have removal, you should just play it. Oh, they don't have a way of... Oh, they did... Wait, what? No, they don't have a way of gaining life. It just looked from the trigger like they did have a way of gaining life. That scared me. That really scared me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this right now. All right, we did not get punished. That's very nice. I think I'm going to go ahead and just last gasp their Scolding Administrator right now to get the extra. I could also just play Melancholic Poet. Is that better? I kind of want to last gasp this guy before they get to put counters on it. It's like hurting their development while also hurting my development, but I think that's okay because I'm ahead. So if we both get stumbled a little bit, that's probably good for both of us. And I develop this turn anyways by also playing a creature. Next turn, I cannot double spell. That's very awkward. Okay, what does that do? Destroy target creature. Well, that's okay because I get to move its counters onto my lifelinker. Yeah, this is a little bit late for them to be destroying that. So I can just Silver Quill Charm their Poisoner's Apprentice. Wow. Power 2 or less is way better than mana value 2 or less. Way better, by the way. Because a lot of bombs have power 2 or less. Not that many bombs have mana value 2 or less. And it means you can trade up in mana, like in this situation. Whereas otherwise you would just be trading sideways in mana. Now, how much do I care about killing that? Basically, do I want to spend, because of my incredibly awkward mana situation, do I want to spend an entire turn killing Professor Delian? I think the answer has got to be yes. It's got to be yes. Like, I think there's no way. Like, it's going to replace itself next turn. You would just immediately draw a card at a minimum. So yeah, let's just get rid of that guy. This does kind of all look to me like they do have another kill spell. Maybe they're looking at like a Wander Off in their hand. Worst case scenario, Stirring Honormancer just is a 4/5 for 5 draw card, which is good, right? Actually, that's like a really good way of looking at this card, right? Oh, heck yes. Hello, Return to the Ranks. Can bring back Scolding Administrator and this guy when it dies. That's pretty awesome. All right, so I'll go in. I don't know what this untap mana means. I actually have no idea. There's Destroy Target Creature at instant speed, but they don't seem to have it. All right, in you go. Dang, Stirring Honormancer is so good. Oh yeah, Cost of Brilliance, definitely. I'm all over Cost of Brilliance here. All right. Their deck looks like there's some sweetness going on, but they seem to be having trouble like playing all their cards out, which scares me a little. I wonder if green is a splash. It kind of looks like a black-white deck where they picked up a Mythic Planeswalker and they wanted to run it. Okay, -0/-0 to the Honormancer. It is so funny that that's an if condition, so it triggers even when it is not doing anything. Okay, I'll put the counter. They're probably just going to chump this. If they triple block it, I'm really happy. So I'll put the counter on the Honormancer. Draw 2. Another Swamp is pretty nice, actually, because I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That lets me play Moment of Reckoning next turn. Cool. All right, this is looking good. I definitely do just play the Barog Banemaker, because if they manage to board wipe, there is the black-green board wipe, but they would have to pay 5 life going to 1, and then I get to just Return to the Ranks 4 cards back or whatever it is. Let's go Return to the Ranks. The Return to the Ranks build around. I do actually think this is a good deck. Like, even before I started playing, I kind of thought Return to the Ranks is more than just a meme. Playing a million 2-drops and then having like a 6-for-1 in your deck, and then Moment of Reckoning is like a 4-for-1. That's just a good game plan. And the fact that we saw it pack 1, pick 1 meant that we got to, oh, you have Moment of Reckoning. That is so funny. That is so funny.
Follow my instructions.
That's so funny. Okay, all right. Well, they're in for a surprise. The Moment of Reckoning battle of awesomeness. All right, so they do get a card in hand. Well, 2 can play that game, my friend. I think I will destroy, return. Destroy, destroy. I do think playing Moment of Reckoning second is better than playing Moment of Reckoning first. So I'll put this Stirring Honormancer back in because everything else can get returned to the ranks. This is so funny. All right, okay, yeah, I'll take Inkling Mascot. Yeah, hey, buddy. That's so funny. What if they drew another Moment of Reckoning? That would be awesome. I can see why they went for the Abzan. They saw Professor Delian fell and a Moment of Reckoning. Okay, so Return to the Ranks 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, what a battle this turned into. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is too awesome. Do I play another card? Probably not. I think that's probably good enough. This is so funny. Oh man. Let's go. This is too cool. Do I need to 3, 4, 6? Oh yeah, no, that's just lethal. All right. Good game. Good game, good game. Yeah, you definitely want to play Moment of Reckoning second. So if your opponent has 7 mana and looks like they might be setting up a Moment of Reckoning, maybe just hold your Moment of Reckoning for a moment and see what they do. All right, 4-0, on to the next one. We hit our goal. If we go 0-3 from here, we have to be content. You have to have goals, and then you have to be happy when you hit them. All right, gotta mulligan that one. Oh, this is not any better. What did I say about going 0-3? Yeah, I cannot keep this. All right, well, that's rough. That doesn't happen so often on Arena, now does it? Okay, all right. Well, this is gonna be an uphill battle. Dang, that's too bad. Neither of those was, absolutely neither of those was a keepable hand. Return to the ranks. It's an F level card. Are you kidding me? I just looked it up on 17 lands out of curiosity. It is a F quality card, 49.5% game in hand win rate. I have to say, my friends, I don't think you guys are using Return to the Ranks quite correctly. Seems to win a lot when it's in my hand this event. So I might have some suggestions. All right, send in the pests. So they said, you know what? You have too many cards in hand after your mulligan to 5. I'm going to need to fix that for you. Hello, Moment of Reckoning. All right, don't really want to trade this Scorn Mage for a pest. So yeah, this is going to be a fast one. I won't belabor this one too much, but I do need them to prove to me that they can beat me before I hit 7 lands. I don't know, should I have pitched the Shattered Acolyte? I kind of, before I saw Moment of Reckoning, I kind of felt like my win condition was if I play out all of my creatures and then they somehow just do absolutely nothing. That's kind of the only way for me to win, but it looks like they're also a fast deck, so. Silver Quill Charm. Okay, so I could exile. Okay, that's actually quite good, right? So I can exile. I always forget it's power 2 or less. But what I can do is attack with everything. They probably should just not block, to be quite honest with you. I think not blocking is correct here. Because they're cracking back for like a bunch of damage and some life gain. So I think they should just get into the race. But at the same time, like, I'm so clearly in top deck mode. No, they should assume I have interaction. Like, I just discarded a land. So I like this a lot, right? Okay, so Silver Quill Charm on the mascot. 4 damage goes through. Kill your Stone Docent. And I get to Surveil. I guess... Do I even want Forum of Amity on top? I have to draw lands eventually, right? So I guess I do. I don't know. Do I just want to keep playing 2/2s? It's possible. What's my best strategy here? I kind of think if I do get to play Moment of Reckoning, I'm probably going to win. And that's just drawing 5 lands in a row. Even if I have nothing else going on. Okay. So I guess I actually do. And the fact that the land surveils could eventually be good for me. Help me just draw those last few lands for the Moment of Reckoning. If they have Send in the Pests again, then that would be like a complete disaster for me. I wouldn't concede because I actually still am ahead on the board. I get like, I don't know, like Last Gasp or another Silver Quill Charm. Another Silver Quill Charm would be the ideal card for me. Or maybe like the 2/2 black-white Menace card. But if I can get them low and keep them off of life gain, you know, like Sneering Shade Rider, for example, or if I can land the Sign in Blood, those all become win conditions. Cost of Brilliance on the Scorn Mage. They do really seem to be digging. It seems like they don't have whatever they need. Stone Docent, gain 2 Surveil. They're like not developing their board at all. I really wonder if they're stuck off green mana. They Surveilled a Plains into the ban. Maybe they're looking at a bunch of double black in their hand. And it's not sure what their other color would be. Okay, you gain 1. That makes sense. That guy's not going to block in with the mascot. Play for him. I don't know if putting that on top was correct, but it's like you kind of need a third land in a game of Magic. I don't think I can get away with just never drawing my third land. Because like now, for example, Cost of Brilliance becomes a live draw for me. That would be a way to kind of start repairing my card disadvantage. Okay, they have Stand Up For Yourself, the card that I was playing around last game. Yeah, I think we can concede pretty soon and into last gasp. But like if I get... I guess I can't get Wander off here. No, I'll make them kill me. Like 3 more lands and I hit Moment of Reckoning. If there are 3 lands on top, I actually think I stand a pretty good chance. Because the odds that they play more than 4 things that I care about is pretty low. They so far haven't shown me like a single scary threat. Really just a bunch of 1/1s and 2/2s. Okay, now they're starting to play some creatures. And the hunt to get rid of my Shattered Acolyte. Okay, sure. I'm not sure that that was correct. I think probably you can just attack with the score. I actually am pretty confident you want to just hold your Send in the Hunt and attack with the Scored Mage. This only makes a difference of 1 HP, and it's not like you're low enough that you need to be gaining life. So I would have definitely held Send in the Hunt. All right, take the damage. Now I don't have time to draw 2 lands, so maybe I want like Sneering Shade Rider into a land, something like that. Wander off would be good because it buys me some turns. Conciliator's Duelist. Okay, well, let's see if it's time to concede. Let's just see what's on top. Stirring Honormancer. Actually, no. That can block. No, but I'm actually taking 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm down to 6. Okay, all right, yeah. Basically, when you mulligan to 5 in online draft against an opponent who doesn't mulligan, yeah, it's like, I think the win rate is like 5% or something after a mull to 5. And we just did not have the option of keeping either of those hands. There's no way you're supposed to take a double white, keep a double white hand when every single card in your hand requires black. If I'd had 1 2-drop that I could play with those 2 white mana, I would have done it, but on to the next one. I don't think I can keep this. Can I? I mean, I do have Silver Quill Charm if something... No, I don't think you can keep that hand. Wow, this is going really south really quickly, isn't it? Maybe I put back the Honormancer. I love the Honormancer, but I think the curve out... I think I just want the curve out of Shattered Acolyte into Cost of Brilliance. Dang, I cursed myself by mentioning the possibility of 0-3. All right, I'll play the Silver Tongue and I'll invest on that with the Cost of Brilliance. I think it's worth doing. They could just last gasp it here, which would be annoying, but... Okay. I guess I was supposed to play my Shattered Acolyte? I don't know. Whatever. I didn't even know their... I guess I technically knew what their colors could be. Wow, Noxious Newt, that's really annoying as well. Means I can't attack. Can't I? Do I just attack? Let's just attack. Who the heck cares? I don't care about my Shattered Acolyte. I don't want you ramping. So that's perfectly fine. And anyways, my deck is a build around of... I really need to memorize Return to the Ranks. I should know what it is. Return to the Ranks. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Drawing a Cost of Brilliance with no creature left. Maybe I didn't want to trade because I had another Cost of Brilliance in my deck. That seems not true. I also really don't want to erode them. Okay, it looks like they may be holding up removal. But this doesn't fizzle if they have removal. I just want the draw 2, and I also drain them for 1. Yeah, and there's a chance that they're just having mana issues. Not that one, trying to play this one. All right. Is it mana issues or is it the board wipe? It's probably the board wipe. And the hunt. Yeah, I'll just get rid of the 3/3, right? This guy's going to be a 3/3 in no time, and it has menace. So, for example, here's how to make it a 3/3. Yeah. So let's go ahead and play this. Put that on that. In for 4. And when it dies, I can move the counters to my other guy. Bonk. All right. Yeah, I really don't want to spend Erode if possible. I really don't want to. And I'm definitely saving Moment of Reckoning for a rainy day. It seems like they might be Simic or something and just completely mana screwed, yeah. Maybe a Converge deck. I'm glad I killed that Newt. All right, we made Platinum. That's something to celebrate. I always enjoy ranking up and getting shiny badges, although I'm Very much not a grinder person who's always trying to maximize my rank. 5-1, 5-1. A little bit touch and go here in the last few games, but I believe in us. We just need to get 2 wins before 2 losses. All right. All right. So Scolding Administrator into Cost of Brilliance is a pretty sweet curve out. It is a little awkward if they have removal. I would rather have like a Barog Banemaker. I still don't know if I should have taken that 1-1, the 1-1 uncommon. Okay, we're facing Teamer Converge. That's kind of cool because we haven't played a single Converge deck yet. Oh, maybe I should have led with Erode, but I do not want to ramp them. You want to play Erode late in the game, not early in the game. Okay, I think the sooner I can render them speechless, the better. But yeah, like, this gives card advantage anyways, even if they have removal for the Scolding Administrator. Ugh, would have been nice to have that turn 2. But yeah, I'm definitely going to just go for the Cost of Brilliance here. They could have deal 4 Surveil, but I still get to draw 2, so I don't really care. Even if they have it, they wouldn't have played it yet because it still works, so... Or it's equivalent whether they play it now or before. The spell wouldn't fizzle and it would still kill the Administrator after the counters, but they didn't have it. It's also not run behind. Oh, Cycling Visionary Stance. Okay. Pretty happy with my hand. My opponent is seasoned. What does that mean? They've been seasoned. Okay, putting a Strife Scholar in the bin. Interesting. Strife Scholar. My opponent's onto something interesting here. Tester of the Tangential, Strife Scholar, Visionary Stance. Is it Teamer aggro? Some kind of Teamer aggro thing? Okay, so my next turn is probably Lecturing Scorn Mage, Cost of Brilliance on the Scolding Administrator, and attack with a 7/7. It sounds pretty good. Now, if they bounce my Scolding Administrator, I'm feeling kind of awkward about that. But I really don't want to erode them at this stage. I think their mana seems to be a little bit awkward. Would I rather Cost of Brilliance onto the Silver Tongue and therefore save it? Because I could also render Speechless. No, I really want to build my board a little bit. Because if the Scolding Administrator dies, which surely could happen pretty soon. Oh, sorry, it's a 6/6. I'm happy to trade that off. 6/6 is okay. I mean, I could also play the Scheming Silver Tongue, attack with the Administrator, basically trading it for the Title Mage. Actually, is that just better? And hold up Erode. The thing about holding up Erode, well, they just discarded a Terramorphic Expanse, so I guess they're probably not mana screwed. Erode is way better the later in the game you play it. I can also erode their other creature to save my Scolding Administrator. That's kind of cool. Like, if they double block here. I think I like this better. Okay. I think I'll just do this. I don't love giving them the land here, but I think this is a powerful enough thing to do. You do get to get a land and fix whatever mana issues you have. The downside of Path to Exile. They got an island. Well, at least it's not another color. If it were like a whole other type of basic, I would be very concerned. So next turn I can Cost of Brilliance onto the Silver Tongue, attacking for a bazillion, and then Sign in Blood, depending on what they do. I mean, they have 6 mana across 3 colors, so they probably have some sweet plans for me. Render Speechless is about to start getting worse because they're about to just start playing their stuff down. If they have the deal 6 thing here for 5, they can't really do it to the Administrator. Okay, they can. They can. So now I think I want to put the counters on the Scorn Mage, because presumably they know I can put the counters onto the Silver Tongue. So let's just spread the love a little bit. I don't think lifelink is going to be what this game hinges on. And so I think it's more important that I get the second counter onto the Silver Tongue. That's the magic number that lets me draw 2. Now the thing though is, do I render Speechless? Is it better to get the best card out of their hand, or for me to draw 3 here? I think there's a really good chance that they can kill my Silver Tongue, so this kind of puts me in a position where I might have to take the removal out of their hand. You know what? I think Duress is just so good against them. I think Duress is just so good against them that I just have to do this right now. Yeah, I was thinking they probably have like Improvisation Capstone or something like that. So I can take the Improvisation Capstone out of their hand, but then they have Flashback for it. I was specifically thinking about Improvisation Capstone when I did that. I just didn't like voice that. The only thing is 4, 5, 6. That just puts them one turn later, but then they probably want to save the flashback. They either have to, it puts them in a really awkward spot. They could flashback the stress streams to kill my scheming silver tongue, which is probably what they should do. But if they do that, they actually straight up die to electric scorn mage, so it's not what they should do. If they want to save the flashback for the improvisation capstone, then they need 2 more lands. So this puts them in a really awkward spot. You cannot stress streams my silver tongue, flashback on the stress streams and hit the silver tongue, because then I literally just cost of brilliance next turn. The thing is, the thing that might make them actually do it though is they don't know that I have cost of brilliance in my hand. They don't know that I have a way of buffing my, oh, or you can just top deck deal 6. Yes, you could just rip deal 6 right off the top. Yes, you could do that. I agree. You could literally rip a deal 6 right off the top. Okay, well, 2 can play at that game. 2 can play at that game. 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, I will do this one. Puts it out of the range of stress streams. I know you don't have anything. It's just flashback. It's just a simple flashback. So this puts it out of the range of stress streams, and then I can smack you for 4. Oh, this is so awkward. I can either put 2 counters on it, putting you down to 1, or I can sign in blood you, putting you down to 1. That's so awkward. So I'm actually going to go for, oh, this is like kind of tedious. So they can't flashback the improvisation capstone. Oh, I can drain you for 3. Haha, I forgot. Okay, Silver Quill Charm is awesome. I actually straight up forgot about that mode. Yeah. I can drain you for 3. Everyone who is screaming at your monitor or your TV or your phone, I did figure it out. I did get there. All right. Nice little win for us there. All right. They had a great top deck, and then I had a great top deck. Magic cards. 6 and 1. Let's see if we can get a trophy. Just got to win 1 out of the next 2. With the Return to the Rally deck, pack 1, pick 1, an F level card, 49.5% game in hand win rate on 17 lands. It's about 6 percentage points below the average for 17 lands users. This, my friends, is what it means to be going for it. All right. Dissection Practice, Inkling Mascot, Silver Quill Charm, Render Speechless. This is just what Wizards of the Coast had in mind when they designed this deck, isn't it? Just having 1 of each black-white card? Yeah. Feels pretty good. All right, definitely be keeping this one, of course. I guess I'll open with Dissection Practice in case they play, maybe if they play the Augmenter. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't know how many things there are that I would just kill. Actually, that probably is just one of them. I'll just drain you for 1 and kill your Studious First Year. That seems like a, no. Submit 0 and then give this -1. I actually think this is just worth doing. Like, not letting you Rampant Growth seems really important, especially after your mulligan. Shattered Acolyte. Okay, sure. Go ahead and drop my Inkling Mascot. I think just keeping them like low on cards, potentially low on lands, I don't know, is a worthwhile investment here. All right. Well, they actually have no issue with lands. Well, I'm not going to block that. I'm about to cost a Brilliance. Okay. Yeah, I will cost a Brilliance here. I think the Surveil is really good. Drawing and making sure that I hit my land drops is really good. If they have a removal spell, I don't care if they use it. Do I actually keep this? I kind of like the idea. I want to hit 1 land in the next 3 and then another land after that. But Stirring Honormancer is so good. I think I actually don't mind drawing that one. Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. And then sure, I'll attack. Like, do I want to get into blocking the Shattered Acolyte against the green-white deck? Okay, that's perfectly fine. So next turn, kind of wish I had a 2-drop, but I can always Silver Quill Charm the Shattered Acolyte if I want to. I cannot double spell with that though, so honestly, I kind of just want to play Scolding Administrator. I'm giving up a lot of HP to do all of this. I think I just want to build my board. A little awkward. Maybe I shouldn't have kept the Stirring Honormancer in retrospect, but I don't know. If I get to land it next turn, I'm going to be really happy, so. At this point, I probably do just block Shattered Acolyte. Actually, no, I don't. What am I talking about? I'll go to 13. I'm giving up a lot of life, but I think it's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to render you speechless, I'd say. Do I do that even though it doesn't affect the board? Is it just time for a Silver Quill Charm? Or I could just play Adventurous Eater. No, I don't want to just play Adventurous Eater. I'm going to render you speechless. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so you have a Shoulder's Edict, Silverquill Charm, Silverquill Charm. So this is power 2 or less. Yeah, I think this is like 100% A-okay by me. Just get rid of the Shoulder's Edict. Wow, Shoulder's Edict, that's a funny one. Yeah, I'll attack for 5, actually. I think it's time for me to start the clock on them. See if they can get the black. So I do not, under any circumstances, want to play Erode. That's what we're learning. That's what I have learned. Okay. In with this guy. I'm pretty happy with how I played this game. I feel like I just accepted like a 20 life point swing from the Honormancer. And it was okay. Like I correctly read that it was okay. I think I'll take the Shade Rider. I don't really want to give them any targets for their Silverquill Charms if they do eventually hit their, when they do eventually hit their black mana. So I think the disciplined way of playing is just like make sure that their stuff doesn't line up against my stuff. I love going for it. It's so much more interesting to play a deck where you have a constraint like everything, as many cards as possible should cost 2 or less, and can we still make it a good deck? And yeah, turns out picking 2 drops is actually just a good strategy. That's the thing about like build-arounds that encourage you to just build a deck that would otherwise be good. That's the best kind of build-around. So I'll go in with both, and then if nothing happens, basically whatever happens, I'll play the Sneering Shade Rider after that. The way I treated Return to the Rally, it was almost like Companions in March of Machine, where it's like a hard constraint on your deck. You can only companion it if you have creatures with mana value 2 or less. Which one is that? Lurrus? Basically, I built a Lurrus deck in Secrets of Strixhaven. That's really funny. Not exactly, because I do have, I think, 3 creatures with mana value more than 2, but essentially I'm companioning Lurrus in Secrets of Strixhaven. Actually, it's super similar to that, right? Because I get to play things out of my graveyard. Return to the Rally is Lurrus. That's my hot take. All right. All right, folks, I paused because we were on the rope for a little bit, but I did manage to get there. So, all right, so we actually only dropped 1 game on the way to our trophy. If you don't know what I was talking about with Lurrus, I'll show you real quick. This is a companion who says each permanent in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. During each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. So the idea is Return to the Rally is like... Return the Rally? Hold on. Return to the Ranks. One day I'll know the name of this card. It's kind of similar, you know? Return X creatures with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, so we dropped 1 game on a multi 5, but other than that, we managed to get a pretty clean trophy with a pretty awesome Return to the Ranks build around. I also want to say, like, this speaks to the value of just disciplined signal reading. Like, when someone pack 1, pick 5 passes you Moment of Reckoning, you should just play black-white. Like, it's open. Just play it. They already felt so strongly about not playing black-white that they passed you the best card in the format. That's a pretty good signal that they're not going to end up in black-white. And as much as I talk about game-in-hand win rate data, don't just take it for granted. Return to the Ranks was like a A+ bomb in this deck. I wanted to draw it probably almost as much as I wanted to draw Moment of Reckoning. It was usually like a 5-for-1 by turn 7 or something. All right, folks, until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to go for it.